Fantastic. Now, I put this on here. This is just different. So you talk about Kraft and Musgrave, and who's who and who's the out. Kraft is fundamentally different than Musgrave. These are two different kinds of blocks here. Okay, you got one slam and then get kind of knocked back and splattered. Both guys trying hard, different level of physicality, and just really comfort with physicality. We're talking about Kraft versus Musgrave. Musgrave's got his own things that are good at. Me, I'm old school, man. Bubba Franks, Mark Chimura, like, let's get it with real, fully functional George Kittle type tight ends, Mark Andrews type guys that can do it all. Mercedes Lewis, I like those guys. Those are my guys. Tucker Kraft is my guy. Fantastic. Put him in motion again. Man, and I'm just like, this is old school, right? This is football porn, guys. We're just running stutter uh, with the backside tight end going to become your fullback, and they're putting Jaden Reed in the backfield because they know they've got a ton of plays out of this. And this is what I love about what LaFleur is doing now. Out of this particular set, they've got so many options now because they got two dudes in the backfield that can really get after it. And you just like, this is very easy to look at Deebo Samuel and go, okay, this is what they're doing. Oh, yeah, same offense, guys. And so all of those things that you could do with Deebo, you could do with Jade Reed. We started seeing it at the end of the year last year, but now from a count standpoint, really is going to screw up this defense. Let's watch this great double. You got the lead block. You got the kick out by Jenkins. Bang, lead block, great cut. And now look at the space. He's 5 yards before he gets touched. Great double team by Myers and Tom, obviously. Just fantastic. I mean, if you're trying to start a football game and you got your backup quarterback in, he got there 3 weeks ago or whatever, 2 weeks ago, and you're like, man, we really need this to work. Like, they just made it work. Look at now, both teams run this play. Okay. Both teams are running this play. We're pulling the backside guard and tackle, and we're handing the ball off to the left. And we're just going to let our tight end become a lead blocker on this. All right. Now, this is the first run of the career for Marshawn Lloyd. Are you kidding me? The cuts, the speed, the explosiveness. I mean, guys, this locker room is buzzing watching that guy today. I'm telling you. Tight end left. Jenkins, hardest block on the field. Little push from Myers. Does a great job of getting backside hand. Little hold. I don't know. I like it. Throws him on the ground. Now, you can't see it now, but he starts doing like the touchdown thing because he knows he sprung the run. So he starts jumping up and down here. I wish I had it on tape. I don't know what happened as I was filming this thing. I missed it, but it was fantastic. Again, we've all done that as linemen where we sprung the block. And then you're like, oh, like, I'm him, yes. And you look at the sideline, you're going, yeah, because he's going to go all the way, and then he gets tackled. Oh, man. Anyhow, fantastic run, fantastic block. All right. Okay, so we're going to show, and you see the offset here by Jaden Reed. I don't know if the Colts are looking at this like, oh, I wonder what that means. But they're going to show Josh Jacobs going left, hand the ball off to Jaden Reed going right. Tucker Kraft's going to lead. They just know that the defensive end can't get there in time. They've got to read this whole thing out. They got the tight end crossing his face. Now you see Tucker, look at that. Bury the dude off the freaking field. Man, he had such a good start to this game, building on really what has been a good, young, impressive career. I just thought, I don't know how many, if he had 4 catches, 3 catches yesterday, but you just talked about a guy who is like, okay, I can trust him now. I can trust him to do anything. Got the handoff, and I'm going to go back and give credit where credit's due here. So you got Wallace and Jenkins on the backside B. Look at the movement 5 yards deep. That's free yardage, right? That means that what it really means is the backside defensive end cannot catch this guy, okay, until he gets too deep. And then so the safety's got to end up making the play. Free yards. So that's a 7-yard run, guys. Easy. So we got the pull. Again, all this misdirection is just like, when you're like drawing this stuff up in the sand or on the board, you're like, oh man, I think this will work, and here's why. Here's what I'm trying to leverage. all the misdirection. This reminds me of Bellevue Wolverines, Butch Gontroff's national championship winning team. I think it was in 2011. And literally, dudes would be pulling this way, and the ball would be going that way, and guys are like, the defense is literally running the wrong direction. But they pull Jenkins. They look like they're just going to run their same old stuff, right? The counter. Then they go with their round. And I put up Watson here because I'm going to show him later. So Christian Watson finds a guy to block, gets on his horse, runs the guy by, pushes him over, and gets us another 4 or 5 yards. Big, that's significant, okay? And then Melton actually put his elbow down, but he kept running on this. He could have had another 10, okay? Significant block by Watson. It comes up later that we got to be more consistent, but love the effort that he put in. Point of attack guy for Tucker Kraft now. This sounds like an easy block, but you're going to pull your guard and your center. Okay, we're going to down block with the left tackle, and we're just going to run like a speed outside from the offset position here out of shotgun. And if this guy gets a lot of penetration on Tucker Kraft, remember, you're hipped off of the regular tight end. So you're like the H or the F tight end, and you're in a 2-point stance. So the penetration here, obviously, this defense end is thinking, I'm going to penetrate and get flat down the line of scrimmage because I think they might be going away. And if they're coming at me, well, I want to penetrate because they can't be going outside. Why would they run an outside pull out of this position? You usually don't have the speed to get there. Kraft does a good job of just getting enough of this guy, riding him down so Jenkins and Myers can get outside. We got great blocks. Touchdown. Like, this is a play that if you ran on the board, I'd go, I don't know, man. Like, that's a long ways to go to get outside. You got those two guys. Do we have the speed to do that? And they saw the way their linebacker and their safety was playing in the pocket, and they knew that they could get out to the outside and get a kick out block there. If you can't get that kick out block, it's not a worthwhile play. Great play design. So we go first touchdown from Malik Willis. Quite frankly, not a great route, if we're just being honest. So outside leverage, but he's turned inside. I mean, he looks like he should have a pick right here. Sometimes it goes your way, boys. Big man moving, Zach Tom. Let's give him some credit, okay? Let's give him some credit here. So we got a lead block. We saw this play last year. Now we've seen it from the Niners, and then we saw it later in the year with AJ and Aaron Jones. AJ was leading the way. Same thing, but we get the big guy out front, so we're going to give him a highlight. Get out of the way. Dude just runs out of the way, big Zach Tom. So we get another 12-yard gain. Now, the game kind of turns here. You just watch this play, and he just makes some, first of all, great cut in the hole. I didn't know he was this good in cuts in small spaces, honestly. I'll show you another one later, shocked me. But anyways, ends up fumbling the ball. So this, I think we're going to go up 17. This is probably, at this point, the way that the Colts are playing, you put the screws on. I don't know if anything changes because we're not going to throw the ball too much anyways. But defensively, maybe your game plan changes a little bit, knowing they're going to have to go straight shotgun. So what happens? Now it turns into a different game. They go to bear, and now all of a sudden we can't get the kind of movement we like. We have some mental errors and we have some footwork errors that get exposed because really, this is what happens. It's a game of momentum. It's a game of adjustments. And quite frankly, the Colts did a good job of adjusting after just getting gashed for 160 yards or something. Did a good job of adjusting the rest of the way, and you didn't really see a ton of big plays after that fumble. You did see some nice runs. I'm not trying to minimize anything, and it's gonna get harder. I remember I think we beat Detroit one year at home, and AG went for a 60-yarder, then a 30-yarder, and blah blah blah. And then by the end of the game, though, we're just running into Sean Rogers every damn play. Like, this isn't working anymore, boys. But you see the doubles. Myers is singled up. Can't get any movement. He tries to bounce back outside. There's just nothing there. They're committing more to the run. Right, turns difficult. We got the same thing here with the bear look. Okay, and now we're running a gap scheme. So out of the gap, you can't really get the double anymore. There's a couple different ways to do it. They decide to down block. I would prefer that Walker 63 takes the 3 technique on his own. We base drive or double team the nose, or we double team the 3 technique. But either way, Musgrave needs to go all the way back here because we have the wide receiver coming in to block both safety or the linebacker in the G, and then we got Jenkins going ahead with the pull. So he goes to the wrong guy, right? And this is a now we don't know if Melton's going to be able to get in there, but this is blocked really well, and this is a touchdown if he just goes to the right guy. Now we don't we don't know if the tight end's going to or the wide receiver is going to be able to get in there. That's not fair. But everybody else has done a fantastic job. We can say that with certainty, and he does not have to make this guy miss. So footwork issues. I did a really shitty job here. So left foot of Zach Tom, and then both feet of Ryan. Okay, you got to gain ground with your second step here, Sean Ryan. 1, 2. You just do this side shuffle BS. He backdoors you. Zach, I don't think knows that he's going to work for a B. He's not ready for the backdoor because it's a 2-eye, so he steps flat. But this is what happens as over the course of the game. Things that worked when it's momentum time don't necessarily work as well later on. Grover makes the play. He's a good player. Okay, we're trying to win the football game here, okay? Christian Watson has the crack block. I don't know if he's sizing him up. I don't know. This was, as good as the last play I showed of him was, this is unacceptable. I mean, he barely touches him. And between you and me and the fence post, the dude that he's trying to hit isn't that fast. Certainly in comparison. Great job trying to get something out of this. Got to be better. I wanted to end this on a good note, so we show the Dobbs catch. Boy, that's big time. Way to help your quarterback out, man. Way to help your quarterback out. So let me pop off this real quick. So stacked Malik Willis, 12 of 14. I mean, you're not going to get a better stat line, quite frankly, from him, right? 122 yards, 1 touchdown, rating, whatever. Josh Jacobs, 32 for 151 for 4.7. So it ends up being, a sub-5 game, which is kind of wild to think about. Jaden Reed's got the 18.5 yards, so 2 for 37. No touchdowns rushing, which again is kind of odd. But they only scored the single touchdown with the 16 points. And then you got Dobbs with the big play we just showed. Dontayvion Wicks had 3. Tucker Kraft had his 2. I think both were checkdowns. Just a really complete football game. If you're excited about anything, aside from the fact you win a football game with your backup quarterback, Tucker Kraft keeps establishing himself as a guy that can really be a Swiss Army knife for the Green Bay Packers when it comes to the tight end position. In other words, he can do it all. So I love that just on a personal note. And then seeing what Marshawn Lloyd is capable of from a speed standpoint is absolutely different.